What's happening, guys? Rick and Morty time. Top 5 Rick and Morty episodes. Well, let's do this. To kick us off, the Rick Shank redemption. The Rick Shank redemption is everything that is Rick and Morty. It shows darkness in the series and it perfectly amplifies how the animation ties into some of the crazy and wacky things that can happen in Rick and Morty and what is possible in the series. The humour is dark all the way through and it still has that early fresh Rick and Morty comedy aspect as well. For that, it deserves the spot of number 5 in my list. Number 4, the pilot. Where will we be without that all-important pilot? Number 4, the pilot episode, has to be one of the greatest Rick and Morty episodes on its own. A standalone piece of comedy that is just amazing. I feel like they really wanted to show just what was possible with their style of animation. From crazy eyes to Rick's drooling antics while Morty's talking because he's incredibly bored. The stuttering, everything is just perfect and kicks off Rick and Morty with a bang. Number 3, Morty Night Run. I love this episode and it's probably not one that would make all of your guys' list, but to me it's perfect. It has a little musical in the middle of it. There's wacky characters throughout. There's the underlying dark tones of the series that's in the episode. It's well-rounded in comedy that brings it home, and there is a piece that's in the episode that runs all the way through the series of what is important in the time that you have on the earth, and for that I just really like it, and I think it's silly enough to be my number 3. Number 2, Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick has to be my second favourite episode because the animation is one of the best in the whole of Rick and Morty history. Series 1, 2 and 3, it tops the animation completely. They must have spent most of the budget for the series on just this one episode because the animation, like I say, is top notch. The story is really funny and simple, and sometimes the best Rick and Morty stories are in that vein. There's clever humour throughout and it's a laugh a minute episode. It's a fan favourite and it's easy to see why it's easily one of the best Rick and Morty episodes that has ever been created. Number 1 was very difficult but has a soft place in my heart, Tiny Rick, and I call it Tiny Rick, but it's actually Big Trouble in Little Sanchez. It's just pure Rick and Morty on adventures, silliness, and just the antics are amazing. The comedy is silly and wacky and funny all the way through, and it's a nice distraction from a series that has an underlying plot, and the breaks are just amazing. So, Little Sanchez, Tiny Rick episode is my number 1. Thank you guys for watching my top 5. I hope you agreed. If you didn't agree, drop me a comment. If you did, like, subscribe, and there'll be plenty more of these to come. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one.